So for today's review, we're gonna be reviewing the new show that I've been talking about, and I believe it was like 2 days ago where one of the shows, um, the new show like aired, and at the beginning I was like hesitant, but then I think it was like yesterday I got like bored because there was like nothing to watch. So I was like, this is where I am. Honestly, it actually turned out pretty good. It turned out so good, in fact, that um, it kind of led me to make this video about it. And hopefully going forward, I can make reviews on the whole season. Episode one, two, so on. But honestly, if you saw this show, like, it's not really anything special. Like, I can probably explain a few sentences. So, the main premise, or what I got in episode one, was that it was about these two girls. Now, one of the girls, they're siblings, but one of the girl is, the beautiful one, the talented, pretty much the pearl of the whole family. By the way, they're like royalty. And the second, um, sister, is a called everyone in the kingdom. She's a disgrace, a failure. Um, no, and she has no talent, so they obviously hate her, and her sister hates her, and on top of that, to make things kind of more sad, um, I wouldn't say she was the reason, but everyone else, like, cause like her mom died while giving birth to her, so everyone, including the sister, like, kind of blames her for her mother's death, pretty much. And fast forwarding, I think towards the end of the episode, um, so fast forward to the end of the episode, and it's kind of like, I guess this is where the story kicks off, where she's approached by the king of the nation, and I guess the king, from what I can tell, it seems like he kind of understands her position. And this is my theory, this is my opinion, but I think out of compassion, he was like, okay, um, we need, pretty much we need to sacrifice someone. And that person is gonna be the wife of this person, and like, pretty much it's gonna transfer, move to the empire, because that's where the prince is. And so I guess, killing two birds with one stone, you're like, oh, coincidentally, like, if she stays here, like, her life is pretty shitty because everyone's pretty much against her, except, like, we found out, except, like, her father supports her. He's like, we found out this. Then the episode where, like, the father is actually a decent person. Like, he doesn't, like, think like everyone else, where he um says it's her fault that his the mother died, his wife died, pretty much. But moving on, so she gets sent, and turns out this prince is like known as the Mad Prince, and just like the name implies, it said like he shows no mercy to anyone. So like, even against women and children. That's why they call him the Bloody Prince, apparently. And to make like to make his title more to us. At the end of the episode, we kind of saw him, and he's like this. So there's like a bunch of typical foot soldiers there, but then we see this guy, and this guy is like kind of like a behemoth compared to the foot soldiers. Like he's more thicker and bigger. He has like bright red hair, which makes him stand out more. Um, he also carries a very bright red sword, which I guess also alleviates his level of strength. And he wears like this cape, which I'm guessing signifies that like he's a captain. So he's obviously a very, very strong individual. And honestly, I am very interested because typically how the story goes, like it turns out the map prince is just a regular guy who, yes, he might do stuff like that you don't like, but doesn't mean like his what everyone assumes. But he actually, turned out to be a decent guy, and there's all these. Honestly, I'm just excited for when like cause somewhere in this story he is gonna somehow get involved with her family. And then like especially like I can only imagine the trouble he'll bring once he meets the sister. Because the sister, if you guys don't know, she wants pretty much like she hates her sister. She she pretty much blames her younger sister like, yeah, you killed mom. Like you don't deserve, like she's a very cruel lady. So I imagine once she actually figures out that this is happening, because originally she thought like, oh, because you're going to a bloody prince, you'll probably be treated very bad. But once she finds out that like, oh, she's actually living her life, like I wonder, like I can't wait to see that crash out because we all know what she's gonna do. She's gonna try to steal her life. And then she's probably herself gonna try to seduce the prince to kind of take her place. And she'll like, hey, instead of like hanging out with this loser lady, you can have me, a talent, talented, very beautiful girl instead of my sister. So I don't know. To me, that kind of storyline very interested me a lot, and I guess that I watched the episode kind of like out of boredom, but honestly, I think it's kind of like I wouldn't say a hidden gem, but I'd say it exceeded my expectations. So, with that being said, obviously I'm very excited for these future episodes, see what this story has entailed for us, because like I've said many times, I don't read a like a manga, so I'm strictly anime only on a lot of these shows. So, but I think I'm gonna end it here. Please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.